Hey guys, Ryan Wright in the hizzy. So today I'm going to be talking about Daredevil Episode 2. I'm loving the way this show is going. I saw the second episode last night. I loved it even more than the first one. From the beginning of the episode, we see Daredevil. He's injured. He's laying in a dumpster. Rosario Dawson plays Claire. Claire is a nurse and she's healing Daredevil. She's the first one next to, I think the guy's name is Jose, to actually see Matt Murdock, his whole face and everything, and she's helping him. I really like the way this episode was executed. It was done in a very subtle way, really tension-filled the whole time. I like the B story in it, how it cuts back and forth between Matt Murdock as Daredevil trying to find out the information of where this little boy was kidnapped. At the same time, it's cutting back to where he was a little boy in his last memories with his father. At first, I wasn't actually interested in the stuff with his father. As the story progressed, I became more and more interested. I really like the guy who plays his dad. What I really like about the story with his dad is it's really felt the impact of why he became Daredevil. In a lot of these stories, you see something happen, like some personal life trauma. Usually someone in the family dies due to crime and then they become a hero. So I've seen that done before a billion times, but it's rare where I actually felt like, because you see that his dad was involved with the mob and that he won a fight just to make his son proud, so they could chant Jack in the crowd. That really was touching. And it sucks that he died, but you see in that moment right then and there of why he became Daredevil, and you actually really feel it. That's basically my main emphasis on it, is that normally you logically understand. It's rare where you're like, I really feel like this guy should become Daredevil to get justice. And, there's some really memorable stuff in this episode. I love how far this show's willing to go in terms of violence. Like, yes, it's Marvel, but Marvel's very much aware that Daredevil is a violent comic book. I love that moment where he can smell the guy coming through all the way from down on the third floor. That moment where he takes the fire extinguisher and drops it. It's cool because we saw Daredevil in episode 1 already, but he's still rather mysterious. His interaction with Claire is great. I like the friendship that's formed here. This level of understanding, how she's a nurse, hearing about that Daredevil is out there and how she helps him. Everyone was telling me okay, Ryan, if you thought the first episode was brutal, wait till you get to the second one. Yeah. That moment was pretty damn disturbing when Claire's like, use the knife to penetrate the nerve right above here. And they went for it. I thought he was gonna get close and then the guy was gonna be like, okay, I'll tell you. But then he actually stabs him and puts the knife right above his eye. I think it worked. I think it did the job when he was hanging him off the rooftop. When Daredevil throws him off the roof, I did want the guy to die. I would like to see it where a hero is willing to kill people, I don't know if that's part of Daredevil's code to kill or not to kill, but it seemed like Daredevil intended to kill him. It seemed like the guy lived by chance. And I like that moment because she asks him, is he gonna be alive? And he actually takes time to hear the guy's heartbeat to see if he is still breathing. And he says, yeah, he's gonna be fine. But was Daredevil really planning on letting the guy live, or did he intend to kill him? It wasn't my favorite part of the show, but I did enjoy the character moments between Karen and Foggy when they're going bar hopping. A part of me was like, didn't she just go through some horrible traumatic stuff, and doesn't it feel a little dangerous for her to be out so late at night, especially in Hell's Kitchen? I thought some people might still be after her, but apparently it was fine for them. And I like that bonding moment. I like how the show wasn't all about just being dark and serious. They took the time to actually let it be fun with these characters. And what I really like about Daredevil 2 is his voice. A lot of the time in video games and action movies, everyone tries to fucking sound like Batman now. But he just has his regular voice. When he's Daredevil, he still sounds menacing, but he's not putting on some smoker accent. He just has his New York accent, but he's still intimidating and he's great in the role, man. He just gets cooler. And I'm wondering if it is Charlie Cox who's doing a lot of the stunts. How the fuck can you walk away? You could watch this whole episode and be bored, I don't care. But when you get to the last 10 minutes, That is some of the best shot stuff I've ever seen, film or television. It's all in one take, it's all panning around. You see the two rooms, you see the hallway, Daredevil shows up, it's still continuing in one shot, and then it does this whole fucking fight scene. I love the fight because Daredevil, he's so injured, and the performance of the fight scene was great too, because it wasn't like, oh, just act injured. Like, he really seemed like he was injured, but kept persisting, kept going. You could feel the cause inside of him to win. You could feel the motivation. And the fight itself was really cool. It's not like necessarily the most stylistic fight. What I love about the fight scenes in this is that A, there's actual fight scenes in this show. Like I said before, a lot of shows have tried doing fight scenes. Never have I seen them pulled off this well. And I like how it's stylish, yes, but it's also like realistically brutal at the same time. He's a martial artist, but he's also like, you see that his punches are that of a boxer. It's really detailed in the style of the fighting, and it really does add to his character. That's what I like about the fighting style of this, is that the fighting style perfectly matches the tone of the show, the Daredevil character. It all perfectly fits. And then he saves the boy in the end, and you're like, yeah, that's fucking Daredevil. I fucking love it. And it just hooks you in. You just want to keep watching more. Like, I've only seen 2 episodes now, but first one ended, I was like, I gotta check out the more. And then this one ended, and I'm like, that's it. I gotta just start binge watching the shit out of this as soon as possible. Well, yeah, that's my review on Daredevil episode 2. Rating time. Daredevil takes Netflix to the next level. Rhyming ratings. Anyway, guys, thanks for telling me about Daredevil. So excited to be watching this show. If you're new to the channel, you can subscribe to The Real Rejects. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We have a Vine. We don't really use it. There's a Pinterest. Someone created for us. We don't use it, but follow us on there as well because it makes us look cooler. Crime is